Hey guys, it's Dr. Oop here, and I want to talk a little bit from a personal aspect. I've recently had to admit that I'm struggling with adrenal dysfunction right now. I've had it in the past. After I finished residency, I was eating like crap, as most residents do, drinking soda and eating fried corn dogs at midnight, working 30-hour calls. And after I finished with residency, of course, I was burnout and adrenal dysfunction and didn't even know about adrenal dysfunction. So as I got into functional medicine, I learned more about it and treated myself and kind of overcame it. But here I am again. I just got my labs back, my advanced labs back, and if you don't know, if you're not familiar with labs that show adrenal dysfunction, it's commonly the sex hormones are lower, so your testosterone's lower, or you're estrogen dominant. Your reverse T3 is high. Mine was 20, and normally I'm asking people to keep theirs below 12 and 14, and mine was at 20. And then your regular T3, your free T3, is actually too low. My standard for regular free T3 for most people is over 3.2, and previously in the past my T3's always been that high, but this time it was 2.5, and my testosterone was like 320 or something like that. So not good enough, and I finally had to come to terms with it's official, I have adrenal dysfunction again. And I want to do this video because as most of you know, I eat a pretty clean lifestyle. I promote it. I'm pretty active and talking about it on Facebook and whatnot. I take plenty of supplements, including adrenal supplements, but I've still managed to push myself into adrenal exhaustion. And it's what I tell my patients all the time, and I'm not listening to it myself. And that is, you can take as many herbs as you want, you can take as many supplements as you want, but if you are putting too much stress on your body, there's nothing your body can do to overcome it. It's just everything to your body filters down into one type of stress response, and that's your fight or flight response. So it doesn't matter if it's a mortgage stress, if it's a relationship stress, if it's a job stress, it doesn't matter what stress it is, it all turns into one response, and that's your fight or flight response. So for me right now, I'm working probably 80 to 100 hours. I do some in the ER, I've opened my practice, we've moved into a new location, we were stressed between locations for a while. I've got 2 kids, I've got finance issues just like everybody else, and all that's taking a toll on me, and it's adding up, and it's definitely affected my energy, my motivation, my brain fog. By the end of the day, I'm noticing that I'm much more likely to grab that cup of tea or that cup of coffee, as it's becoming lately, or ATP Ignite. That's one of our office favorites. It's a kind of a natural energy drink, so to speak, but it's got caffeine in it. And I just got back from a run, so that's why I'm sweaty and dressed down. And so I've been training for a triathlon. And so a lot of people I talk to in the office, when I ask them what they do for stress, they tell me exercise. And that's great. You need exercise. Exercise is important. It's an important way to stay healthy, but exercise is also a stressor. It's a physical stressor. So we talked about financial stressors, emotional stressors, but exercise itself is a physical stressor. And what did we say? All stressors to the body turn into one response, and that's your fight or flight response. So yes, exercise is great, keep doing it, but if you're struggling with adrenal dysfunction, you actually want to dial back the exercise. When you finish a workout, you should be energized, you should be jolted, you should be full of energy. And if you're not, or if you're struggling to get through a workout, the old bodybuilder mentality of no pain, no gain is not true in this situation. You actually want to have less pain, and then you will make gains later. So you're going to back off, even take a week off exercising. I've told several bodybuilders, take a week off, stay out of the gym for a week. And it was hard for them, though. That was a big deal. But ultimately, they get back into it and they feel better. Not taking enough time off can be critical to your health, too. So although I am adrenally dysfunction right now, I did just go for a run, although I didn't push my pace. I went for my kind of standard 3.5 mile run, and I'm going to stop. I wanted to go longer, but I decided that this is something I'm struggling with, and I'm going to do a better job. Your body also needs, in order to recover from adrenal dysfunction, it needs that kind of down time. So not exercise, I'm talking about a whole different thing now. You need some sort of meditation or de-stressor, some sort of programmed, focused de-stressor, and that is one thing I've not been doing for a long time. I've just been go, 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 answer emails late at night, crawl in bed, go to sleep, wake up, do it all over again. And you need at some point at least 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds is nothing. Anybody can take 30 seconds out of their day and just sit there and meditate or think about something other than any stressors. I like to use a few things as kind of bringing you to the here and now. One, this sounds crazy, and people make fun of me for telling you, but my most important one is actually tactile sensation. And what I mean by that is just simply touching. So I tell people to lay on their carpet or sit on the floor, tile, whatever, and just rub whatever. I'm sitting in a chair with rigid arms. just rub the whatever your surroundings are, and it grounds you. It brings you to the earth, and it tells you, like, I'm here and now. There's no saber-toothed tiger chasing me. There's nothing that's going to kill me right now. I'm breathing. There's air. I'm fine. Just tell your body that you're fine, and that is the only way you can turn that fight or flight system off. And the other way to turn that fight or flight system off is to turn on your parasympathetic or your rest and digest. You don't really have a lot of control over your rest and digest system. The only thing you have control over is your breathing. I guess you can vomit and you can go to the bathroom, have a bowel movement. That's about the only two things you can really do to stimulate your parasympathetic system. But breathing is a lot more, a lot better than those two things. So when you're sitting on the ground, rubbing the carpet, focus on some breathing, basically just taking your mind off of stressors. Your brain is not good at not thinking about a stressor. Chances are, if I sat here in silence right now and you just thought about anything for 10 seconds, your mind would gravitate towards a stressor or something that you need to do, or a task, or something that's pending, and that's the natural state of the mind. So if you don't give your mind something to focus on that is not a stressor, then you're pretty much stressing. So that's why I like touching things, and I like breathing. You can do anything that kind of forces you to think about something else. When someone's using breathing as their meditation technique, I'm usually telling them to do some sort of counting breathing technique, and so that's further distraction to the brain. Because if you're just breathing, like, yeah, I breathe all day long, I do that 24 hours a day, Dr. Rube, I don't need to do it for 30 seconds. Well, this is programmed breathing. My favorite one is just a collection of odd numbers, so it makes you think a little more. It's called the 3-4-7, and all it is, you take a deep breath in for 3 seconds, you hold it for 4 seconds, and then you exhale it for 7 seconds. There's no magic number. Choose whatever numbers you want. I like the 3-4-7 because it makes you think about, oh, wait, which one am I on? Is it 4 seconds or 7 seconds or whatever? It just makes you think a little bit more. So all you Facebook people, let's do one right now. As boring as it sounds, I think chances are we can all use a little de-stress. So I want you to close your eyes and just sit there with me and just think. We're going to take a deep breath in for 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 3. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then breathe out for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I just felt my shoulders drop just by doing that simple little exercise. Like, I was holding them up, not even recognize it, just tense and holding them up. That was, how many seconds is that? 14 seconds? And already my shoulders drop, and I kind of feel my stress levels drop. So take a lesson from me. You can eat as gluten and dairy free as you want. You can eat as low carb as you want. You can take all the supplements in the world, but if you're not doing some sort of de-stressor and you're just pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion, guess what? You'll find that brink of exhaustion. And if you don't believe you have adrenal dysfunction, then do some lab testing. Check your reverse T3. I'm aiming for less than 12. Mine was 20. Free T3 needs to be over 3.2. Mine was 2.5. And then you can check your sex hormones to see if those are imbalanced. My favorite herbs for adrenal dysfunction are ashwagandha. That's my favorite herb. 500 milligrams twice a day. And then things like eleuthero, rhodiola, adrenal extract, licorice are my other favorite ones. The best, I like to use the combo herbs, so you don't have to take multiple pills all at once. So my favorite morning one is called Adrenal, or Adrenal by Orthomolecular, and then the evening one is Adrenovive. You take 2 capsules of the Adrenal in the morning and 1 of Adrenovive in the evening. And basically, that's my high-dose regimen, so that's what I'll be starting today now that I have to admit that I'm in adrenal dysfunction again. So hopefully this helps you guys if you're struggling with fatigue, brain fog, just lack of motivation, just kind of dragging yourself through life, pulling yourself by the collar out just to get out of the bed. And don't wait till it gets too far, because the further you get, the harder it is to recover. I think I've rambled on long enough about adrenal dysfunction, but if it got me, it can get you too. Some people's adrenals are tougher than others. I guess not mine. So thank you for commenting. I love breathing. I do it every day too. It's kind of important. All right, so I hope you guys have a good night. Make sure to do some sort of meditation and rub the carpet. All right, bye.